I think the one thing I definitely want to hit on, one thing I definitely want to hit on today, simply because I want to reference my I want to reference my latest interview that I had with AD Kendall. Shout out to AD Kendall. Dropped the Dope Project, the World Series tape, a couple weeks ago. Go check it out. It's on all streaming platforms. But me and her, we had a lot of good off-camera conversations about just a direction for her as far as musically and where music is as far as Louisville as a whole, Kentucky as a whole. And I won't talk about pretty much what was discussed between us, but I definitely want to hit on some points that's like we don't have what it takes to be a solid culture here musically in the rap space per se. Rap is dying. I don't know if anybody's paying attention. I don't know if anybody cares, but rap, hip hop, as we know it, its current form, the peak, the height of the game is dying. From media, from acts, from just the money that is pushed into the genre that is hip hop / rap. It is dying. But I want to keep it focused on just Louisville, Kentucky per se. So I always reference back to I don't want to say the beginning of the peak for Louisville as far as rap, musically, hip hop, whatever. But I'll definitely say the beginning of Bryson Tiller's run, the birth, the start of Bryson Tiller, that trap soul, that era, that, what was that, 2012? No. Trap Soul was, what was Trap Soul? Trap Soul might have been 2015. Yes, 2015. 2015. From 2015, and I'll always say this, from 2015 to about late 2017, 2018, that was the window for a second and third Louisville or Kentucky act to basically grab the bull by the horns and level up at the same time, or if not surpass, Jack Harlow. Now, we have had acts come out of Kentucky since then. We've had ESTG. G's done his thing. That street rap, that street level. But everybody knows, anybody with a brain knows that there is a cap for, I don't want to, pretty much for street rappers. There's a cap. Like, a street rapper can definitely be successful. A street rapper can definitely be popular. A street rapper can have a hellified career. But 9 times out of 10, they don't break through to that next level. You have a few that do. You have some that do. But like, prime example, Dirk didn't get his #1 song until he did a record with one of the big 3. Now, Dirk has been featured on #1 songs with Drake, but Dirk himself had not had a #1 or a #2. He never had a top 5 song, if I'm not mistaken, up until he did the All My Life shit with J. Cole. So it's very, very hard for street level rappers to get to that next tier, that next level of popularity of just like, yo, that's a household name. So G was always going to be Cap. Mars, that's another conversation. Love Mars. Shout out to Mars. Did an interview with her a couple years ago. But again, that's another situation. That's an R&B act, kind of in an era where R&B is in a weird state. Like, again, you can pop. R&B can be a lane for somebody to go to the next level, but it has to be done correctly. And even if they do go to that next level, it's not guaranteed that they will be a household name or a mega super duper star in a sense. So, but I want to get back to Bryson. 2015 to about 2018, early 2018. I say up until Wild Thoughts. That was 17, 18, I think. the Rihanna record on the DJ Khaled shit. That was the window for Kentucky. That was the window for rap in Louisville and Kentucky. Now, again, like I said, people popped afters, but that was the prime time era, right? That was the moment where it was starting to bubble. It was starting to bubble. And then you saw during that time, the person who took off and went to the next level was Jack Harlow. Now, with a Jack Harlow, you would think, damn, somebody else has to follow. So there's been multiple talented acts, talented artists to come through Louisville, to come through Kentucky. There's people that know Jack. There's people that do business or grew up with people who are close to Jack's camp, and that has helped him get to be successful, that's produced and curated and structured his career and everything, and helped him along the way, right? You would think that there would be other people that would be getting funneled up that pipeline. And you would think that there would be other entities and other powers and other personalities and other conglomerates and other affiliates that would have been bumped up and leveled up. Didn't happen. Didn't happen at all. Did it happen due to lack of resources? No. Did it happen due to lack of incompetence? Nah, I don't think anybody's incompetent who's in the power, who's in a position to do something about it. I certainly I think from just watching from the outside looking in, that the people who had the ability to make things shake and move chose not to make things shake and move for the masses. The word gatekeep gets thrown around a lot. I don't want to necessarily say it is gatekeeping, but I will say it is a stronghold. It's a stronghold on resources and a position that X person might have or X person might have had because they don't want others to benefit off of something that they're benefiting off of. They feel like that there's not enough of this for me and you to benefit off of. So they stronghold it. So they sit on it. All right. They basically have, the golden goose. They have the golden goose. And instead of using that golden goose to elevate to the next level, to hey, I'm gonna help this person over here, they're using that golden goose to hold on to it. They're not suppressing that golden goose. They're letting that golden goose shine as much as possible, but they're not letting none of that light touch nobody else. None of that light touch nobody else. None. And nobody in any type of position out here in Kentucky or in Louisville can give me one good example why we've had in the past 9 years, I'll just say past decade. In the past decade, we've had one of the largest R&B acts who dropped a classic album. Trap Soul is a bona fide classic. It changed the sound of, I don't want to say change the sound, but it definitely birthed a new sound of R&B and birthed a lot of Trap Soul-esque babies. You know what I mean? You can just look around. I'm not going to name no names. You can look around for yourself and figure it out of who's a Trap Soul baby, but Bryson got a lot of kids. You feel me? And he got a lot of cousins too. It's some guys, you know what I'm saying, like the Tory Lanes, is the PNDs, like it's guys, it's, you know what I'm saying, like they hold their own weight. They pens is goated. But Tiller was the one who really blew the top off of that type of sound. So we birthed him. He's from here. He's one of them ones. He's goated. Followed by Jack Harlow. I know a lot of people feel a way about white rappers, whatever, cool, but Jack, listen, man, bro is talented as shit. He can rap. To me, I think he can rap his ass off. So, like, I think people take my critique of him of when it's certain songs where are certain moments I feel like he doesn't take the chance to rap his ass off, and he kind of just knick-knack paddywhacks his way on a song or whatever. I'm like, yo, bro, like you can, like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you can really, really rap, bro. So like, don't play these cupcake games and these, like, nigga, just rap, bro. Like that. I feel like that's what he should be doing. But I understand he has certain things he has to appease by, and he has to appeal to certain people and certain demographics, and the label's going to be in his ear. Label ultimately has control about the direction of a lot of his music. But that's just been my critique of him over the past couple of years. But I never once thought bro wasn't talented. He's a superstar in his own right. So we have a legend in Bryson Tiller, who has a classic project and who birthed the sound, followed by, to my opinion, Diet Drake. Excuse me. It's not an insult. It's literally Jack Harlow is a watered down version of Drake. Like, the rapping style, the rapping ability, the song making ability, the I guess you would say the persona, the aura, the energy. Like, bro, he can act. He acts like he does all this type of shit. Like, bro, he's funny. Like, he's like, if you doing a song, you like, damn, we can't get Drake, we can't afford Drake, but shit, we can get Jack Harlow. Hey, Diet Drake. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not a slight. It's actually a pretty good compliment. You know what I mean? And to me, I would think so. But nonetheless, we got Bryson, we got Jack Harlow. There's no reason why there wasn't a plethora, like an abundance of artists. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold, guys. Sorry for the coughing. But there is no reason why we don't have a plethora of artists that are from here taking off in the reins. We can look at any region. We can go to Atlanta. Let's start in Atlanta. Atlanta. I don't have to name. You know, Atlanta took over. Atlanta took over not only with the sound, but the impact and just their presence in the hip hop game. Atlanta took over. You seen the artists that came after each person. You see the copycat futures. You see the influence that the Migos have had on guys. Like, you see the influence that the Gucci Manes and the Jeezys, and you see the influence of all the, like, you see it. You see they kids. You see they tree. You go to Memphis. It's a bunch of Memphis artists that are popping. You go to Chicago, it's a bunch of Chicago artists that are popping or that were like, yes, there are going to be moments where this region's hot, this city's hot, it happens, right? Louisville's never had that. We've never had that. Like, one of the biggest moments that we've had was, goddamn, I say two. I say, I off the top of my head, if I can think off the top of my head, over the past decade, probably the 5 biggest moments musically, hip hop, rap wise, that Kentucky has had for itself, Louisville has had for himself. No order, because I really can't think of the significant order I would put these in. G bringing Gotti to the city, having him in Newburgh, going down to the Yum Center. That was dope. Jack bringing Drake. That was big because Drake's never been to Louisville. That's another thing. Drake, even though Drake tried to sign Bryson, Drake only had ever came to Kentucky and been to Lexington. Never been to Louisville. The one time he came to Louisville was for Jack Churchill Downs videos. He was at Churchill Downs for Derby, and they shot the video for Churchill Downs. Boom. Another big moment probably would be the Static Major banner going up. The Static Major banner going up, that was big. That's somewhat tied to Jack, maybe a little bit. I could be wrong, but they did it the same week of the Gazebo Fest. So yeah, hand in hand, right? Fourth, definitely probably would have to go, and I said no order, but still, the fourth one would be probably would be the Gazebo Fest. I mean, outside of Forecastle, for Jack, for artists, for artists to be able to, even though it did get rained out, and it was the first one of the, I guess the inaugural this past summer, for him to put that together, put on a show like that. And I think SZA came that Saturday, so SZA did her set. For him to pull that off, because again, this is another person who, she has a major fan base. She has a lot of fans. Women love her, men love her. People came from Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Nashville, whatever, to see SZA. They wanted to see SZA. You can argue that SZA was a bigger attraction that weekend than Jack was in Jack's own city. You can argue that. I don't even think Jack would dispute, and I don't think he would be mad. And I don't think anybody with a musical brain would dispute that or be mad about that either. So for him to be able to put that together and have SZA come to the first ever Gazebo Fest is dope. It's dope. And another moment, I mean, Bryson doing the shit with the Nike court out there in the South Louisville, out there in Shively. Like, yeah, those are probably the 5 biggest musical moments that have happened in the city over the past 10 years. You can maybe go back past 15 years, and it's connected. It's all centered around 2 guys, excluding the Static Major banner, which should have went up years ago. But I kind of tie that to Jack because it was debuted the same week as the Harlow Gazebo Fest. So we got the Harlow Gazebo Fest, and then you got the banner. Like, it was all in like the same week. So I feel like that was like, it's like a soft advertisement. Like, I just see and I look at certain things different. But cool, you can exclude the Static shit, but whatever. Everything else is around G and around Harlow. You can name the G and Friends shit that he just did this summer as well. Now, some shit happened later on that night, but for him to be able to bring guys like Future and stuff out, and they came out and shit, like, yeah, that was dope. That was dope. That was dope. So, I mean, yeah, everything is centered around those 2. But what I'm saying is, what else? What else? Yeah, we had a couple producers that have, forever rolling. We got Ronnie Luciano. We got Tufo. Like, we got some producers that have definitely made some waves and put in some work and made a name for themselves. Niggas stand by themselves, right? But outside of Forever Rolling, him and G, they're like attached. You hear that Forever Rolling? Yo, that's a G record. He about to go crazy. He about to go crazy. Outside of that, Jack doesn't really have a producer that he's like tied to. Like in a sense, you would think that Tufo would have been his 40. You see what I'm saying? Excuse me. You would have thought that Tufo would have been his 40. Tufo would have been his boy one. Like, you would have thought Tufo would, like, but it doesn't seem like that happened like that. It seemed like that was the way that they wanted it to go. And then the label got involved in this. We're going to put a lot of money behind you, buddy. And we're going to put a lot of money behind you. So we're going to make sure you get the best and top of the quality. And we're going to pay for all high end shit, right? Because you are an investment, and they saw Jack as a potential superstar. Excuse me. This cough been kicking my ass. And I think Jack is. But also I think that the label over time, post his last album, Come Home, the Kids Miss You, didn't do as well numbers wise. I think the label realized that we got to pivot, and not pivot in a way of like, we're not going to invest in invest in Jack Harlow, but let's start to change the way his image, let's start to change the way his sound is. Like, again, I pay attention to stuff. It could be small, it could be major. If you pay attention to Jack early on, before he got signed and shortly after he got signed, he was with his niggas. A lot. Emphasis on niggas. You know what I mean? And his niggas is still around. But when you watch when the label places him in certain spots, like when the label placed him at that NBA game, I think it might have been a Knicks Celtics game.
Who's Jack Harlow? Who's Jack Harlow?
I have no idea.
There's a guy over here, right here. He's in that white shirt behind you.
Yeah, who is he?
I don't know. Go ask him.
Scott Buster, let me help you out. Jack Harlow, one of the top rappers in the game right now. His latest song, Nail Tech.
Game. I could be wrong. Maybe it was a Sixers Celtics. I think they was in Boston. It was either in Boston or they was in Madison Square Garden. Whatever. They was at the Garden. Whichever one. I don't remember. But ESPN game. I remember that. And the referees was Mike. The referee was like, "Who's that over there?" The other referee was like, "You know what that is? Jack Harlow." He was like, "What? Who's Jack Harlow?" Whatever. Shameless plug, you know. Atlantic probably cut ESPN and Disney a check and be like, "Yo, tell your referee," you know what I mean? Say a little thing, boom. Jack's at the game. They show him. Again, I'm not saying Jack has never took his niggas to the game. I'm not saying that. But when it was highlighted, when there was a clip, when it went viral, he was at the game with some dude named Avatar. I'm not hip. I don't know who Avatar dude is. He was at the game with him. He was probably there with some other people too, but the person right next to him, he was sitting next to, if I'm not mistaken, was a dude named Avatar. That's the label, and these labels will show you time and time again what type of time they are on. These labels will give you a multitude of examples of what they plan to do, what they want to do, and what they will not do. And what they will not do is make an investment a bad investment. They understand that we have a white kid who is talented, who appeals to white people. He appeals to black people because he can rap, okay? And he's hip, he's not corny, he's funny, he's hanging out with Drewski. All this shit, right? Like all this shit matters, right? The label realizes that, hey, when we put him at these games, when he goes to these games, we have to make sure that he has the right people around him, right? So I know that this Avatar person is a famous individual. I don't know what they do. I don't know too much about them, but they are famous. The optics of Jack being at the game with 1, 2, 3, 4 people that look like him appeal to the masses more than him being at a game with his real friends who don't necessarily look like him. You see what I'm saying? Because we're already in tune because he's a rapper. Because he raps. We're already in tune because we're from Kentucky. We're from Louisville. We're in tune. So they don't care about us. They don't care that his hometown friends are with or if they are not with him when he's at the Knicks game or the Celtic game or whatever. They don't give a fuck. Y'all are going to tune in for Jack because he's from where y'all from. Check. The niggas are going to tune in to Jack because he raps. Check. What about everybody else? Let's put him around people that look like everybody else. Let's get the little white kid over here. Let's get the little white kid over there. Like, let's get the mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's stuff like that has happened, right? And nobody likes to talk about it. people want to act like they just want to poo-poo over. They want to act like it's non-existent. They want to act like, oh, it's not an issue, it's not a thing. But no, it is a thing. And I'm not saying it's a thing because it's Jack. I'm just saying it's a thing in general. That is what we are. That is what we were banking on. Louisville, Kentucky. We were banking on the white kid taking the rap scene to the next level. And I'm sorry to break the news to y'all. It's not that he's incapable of taking the Louisville rap scene to the next level. It's that he's white. He's white, and they were never going to let him, hear me out, they were never going to let him bring niggas along with him, bro. They just weren't. Atlantic and they weren't. Atlantic and Generation Now, they had Uzi. Uzi is a fucking megastar. Superstar. If Uzi drops something right now, it's doing no less than 300,000. It could be a surprise album, 300,000 off the back. He's one of them guys. He's in that 1%. He's in that 1% I talk about where these guys, whatever they do, it hits. It hits no matter what. They're good. They can stop rapping today. They're good. They lost that. Atlantic and Generation Now lost Uzi. So when you lose something, not only do you try to make the next one that you get better, you do a better job of protecting it. You do a better job of making sure this is secure, right? Jack is an investment. Hip hop and rap is not going to be in Jack's future for that much longer. I don't want to say it like he's just going to stop rapping. No, he's always going to rap. But his music, the sound of it is going to change. All right. I don't want you to think Post Malone, but I want you to think Post Malone. Okay. Like, I don't want, like, Post Malone was never really a rapper. He was an artist / songmaker that leaned into the rap sound. Worked with a lot of hip hop artists, worked with a lot of rap artists, but it was more so singing, it was more so songmaking. He was never really rapping. He can write. Post can write, right? I think Jack can write. I think Jack is going to start to lean into the artist songmaker side. He's still going to rap. Don't get me wrong. He's still going to rap because rap is at his core. That's what he loves to do. I believe Jack wholeheartedly just loves to rap. But with these labels and with this money involved, they're going to say, hey, rap is on the downside. But let me tell you what's up. These ballads, these borderline twang country songs mixed with a little bit of rap influence, mixed with a little bit of R&B, and you know what I'm saying, we can play around with it. We can do some stuff with it. Like, Jack, you're from Kentucky. You should have a country song. Country is the largest genre. I'm not gonna say largest. Well, I guess you can say the largest. Country is the hottest genre of music, and it has been for the past 2 years. I don't think, number one, I don't think Jack is above it, but also I don't think that the label would be wrong or anybody would be wrong if they pushed him or told him to make a country-esque song or to do a song with a country artist. Y'all don't think that the Jack Harlow and Shabuzi record ain't on the way? Y'all don't think that? Y'all don't think that goddamn that Jack has another song with Drake somewhere in the tuck that is coming? And the only reason why we didn't get it is because of that battle. And it's not like going to be like a rap song like Churchill Downs. It's going to be different. It's just going to be like it's going to be a song. They're not going to be rapping and trying to like push they pin like, nah, like verse for verse. It's going to be like, nah, let's make a hit song. They might go back and forth here and there, but it's going to be about making a song versus about the pen. But y'all really don't think that Jack has a song with goddamn I can't think of the lady's name, man. She just did the halftime show for the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Like, bro, he's going to have a country artist on his next project. He is going to be doing a song with a country artist, whether it is a man, whether it's a woman, whether it's Shabuzi, whether it's who Garth Brooks, whoever you want to say, Tim McGraw. I don't know who these people are, but Jack will be doing a country song. I'm not saying a full project, but he will be doing a country song. And if it's not on his album, it will be on the country artist's album. But the label will be moving on from the rap. The strictly rap sound that he has is going to be gone. Excuse me. It's cold outside, man. But yes, the labels are pivoting. And I need people from Louisville, Kentucky. I need y'all to understand. I'm not blaming the artists. I will forever and always blame the people who were in position to change things. I will always blame the people who had the power. I will blame the people at the radio stations. I will blame the people in the meet. Like, I will blame all those people because those people had the ability to change the trajectory and the path that the rap game for Louisville in the state of Kentucky was headed at. There's no reason why there's no major media outlet in the state of Kentucky, let alone Louisville, for hip hop. There's none. There's none. B96, trash. The other radio station, Powell, whatever, trash. And I'm not saying they're trash because they're radio. I'm saying they're trash because they did nothing. They did nothing to elevate the sound. They did nothing to elevate and get it to the next level. They don't have no fucking, bro, look around. Memphis radio stations, Atlanta radio stations, Chicago radio stations, New York radio stations, LA radio stations, all Texas radio stations, all these radio stations, when they have acts come to their cities, when they have acts come to their states, when comedians come and all these people come, they go to these radio stations and they do these interviews. They are put on fucking camera. They are put on camera. You don't need 4 or 5. You just need one camera. You need some form of content. You need some form of video of fucking, I don't even say proof, but you need some form of the interaction with these people that you can put out and show what you can do. So when other people come to your city, they say, hey, I want to go there. Hey, I want to sit down with that personality. Hey, I want to do this. Hey, I want to do that. Don't nobody want to come to Louisville and go to the fucking radio station? Don't nobody want to come to Lexington and go to the fucking radio station? For what? For what? They probably don't even think the radio stations is popping out here. Why would I go there? You got, bro, the shit's so bad here. People are paying to go on other people's platforms in other cities. People paying motherfuckers to get on their podcasts and their YouTubes and shit. $1,000, $500, $2,000, $5,000 in other places, just giving them the bread. That shit ain't even working for them. We should have all that shit here, bro. So it frustrates me because I'm like, damn, dog, like, as an individual that has tried, it's only so much that a person in my position can do for the masses. It's only so much that a person of my position and my stature can do for a plethora of people who don't want to do nothing for themselves. I'm talking from personal experience. I've sat down with people doing the interviews. Boom, I put the shit out. They act like the shit never happened. I see them in public, they don't even speak. I got a motherfucker on my shit right now. He told somebody he don't even know me. Nigga, we sat down for 45 minutes. So I got the end. Like, what are we talking about? So I think it's all facets. I think it's the rapper. I think it's the goddamn the media. I think it's the fucking community. I think it's the management. And I think it's anybody that has the power to change anything. All are culprits in this. All our hands are dirty in the unsuccess of music coming out of Louisville and Kentucky in general. All of our hands are dirty. Everybody is working as an individual, bro. It's like this. Imagine we playing 5-on-5 basketball, right? And instead of us playing as a team, you got one person on the floor. He's only playing just to get rebounds. That's all I want to do. I don't care. I don't care if it's a good rebound, but I'm just here to get a rebound, bro. I'm not here doing nothing else. I ain't trying to shoot or nothing. I'm just getting rebounds. Then you got one dude, he don't want to pass. Right? He just want to shoot threes. You got one dude, you telling him, bro, we got to switch on these screens and shit, but he's hugging his man. All that individualism shit hurts the team. We are the most talented, discombobulated team in this shit. By far. You know how many times I've heard, we got so much talent out here, bruh. We got a lot of talent out here, bruh. It's a lot of heat out here, bruh. Boom, 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 boom. We could be like Atlanta. 502, come up. Goofy shit, right? Goofy shit, right? Niggas been saying that for over a decade. 502 come up and it never came up. It's been 10 years. If you ain't came up now, you're drowning. So that's just how I look at it, man. I look at it. I look at this stuff a lot differently. I view it through a certain type of lens. I got love for mad people out here doing this shit. I got love for anybody that's been on my platform from now to the beginning, for the future, whatever. But as a whole, I think the state of Kentucky, Louisville, Lexington, whatever, music-wise, have to understand that there is a pivot coming. There is a change coming. And if we do not, hear me loud and clear, if we do not move accordingly with this change and with this pivot, we will be pushed to the wayside. We're already behind the 8 ball. We are already severely behind the 8 ball. All right? We already got to play catch up. If we do not do what needs to be done going forward, let's say starting 2025, because 2024 is over. Let's just say, hey guys, we got 20 some odd days left in the month, in the year. Cool. Starting 2025, going forward, there needs to be a significant change in the attitude, the presence, and the direction for the music in the state of Kentucky, the cities of Louisville, and the cities of Lexington. Because I'm telling you all, for the people who have the ability to change things, and I'm speaking to them now, I'm not speaking to your everyday artist, your everyday rapper, your everyday media guy like myself. I'm speaking to the people who have the ability to change something, the people who have the connections, the people that know somebody, the people that have ties to these labels, the people that put people and got people sign these labels and they ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? Because there's a couple people that's been signed and they ain't doing nothing. Outside of Jack and G get signed, ain't nobody else that got signed doing anything. Somebody helped you get signed. Somebody got you in the room with the right person. I don't know who that is, but whoever it was, they did that. That means that they have some form of power. That means that they have the ability to set things up and put things in motion that other people can and cannot. So my message to them is, going forward, if you truly do care about the overall success of Louisville and Kentucky, in the music scene, in the rap game, R&B game, whatever. Do your due diligence. Help the light that you are trying to hold on to so bad. Help that light shine on somebody else. Maybe you're not the person that can really take it to the next level. Maybe it's the person that you can shine that light on. They're the ones that get the chance to take it to the next level. And I could be wrong. I could not know shit. I probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just over here just rambling, just saying whatever comes to the top of my brain. I don't know. I could be wrong. But what I do know is that I've been doing this for a very, very long time. And what I do know is that I have talked to a lot of people. And what I do know is that I have watched a lot of people. And I do know this. It's time for a change.